Hello, everyone. My name is Agabar. I'd just like to say good morning. It is around 6:40 a.m. in the morning. You know, going into the second month of a new year, and this will be part two. And there's going to be many parts of me discussing the things that occurred that happened to me and my family joining these Hebrew Israelite groups, um, and I get it. I have it better prepared, but I just figure if I don't start, then I will never start. But um, I'll say about 12 years ago, or longer than that, me and my family. And I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I was raised in San Diego, California, and I met this woman named Tamika Davenport. She goes by the name of Ibaria. She probably has changed her name, but I met her in church uh, in San Diego. I believe the church name was Christ Temple. And I found her and we got married and we started having kids young. I think I was around 23. We had four kids together, two boys and two girls. She already had a son. His name was Josiah. His name's Josiah. It's my stepson. I've been in his life since he was 3 years old. And so I had two boys. One of my boys, my oldest son, is Joshua Zion Bradley. Then I have another son that I had by this woman, Ibaria. His name is Billy Jr. Zion Bradley. He probably goes by the name of Azaquan. She's probably changed their names. But anyway, to make a long story short, the reason why you guys should listen to my story is because if you're planning on joining these Hebrew Israelite groups, whichever group, you know, you should do your research or just look at videos, especially if you're thinking about fleeing Babylon, fleeing America. Uh, I would tell people not to go, because there's a lot of things that occur once you flee into these other countries. You're going out there, and it's a lot of things are unorganized. So, like I was saying, I have two daughters as well by this woman, and my oldest daughter from Ibaria's, her name is Elida uh, Bradley. Then I have another daughter by her. Her name is Ayana Bradley. These are all my children that um, that I had by this woman. So we at the time we were married, and we were going to a church. We was into Pentecost, but at that time, my wife Ibaria, she was always researching, and she came across um, some Israelites. Elder Ricard, I think he was at that time he was preaching on the street. I think he was in Pennsylvania or something. That's when he was wearing all white, and he's with Elder Zai and all those other guys out. I think Elder Loria wasn't even on the scene yet. It was just Ricard out there preaching on a street corner, and he blew up to what he has become today. But I knew him when he first started. I mean, I didn't know him, but I was one of the first. I was the first batch. The reason why I know a lot because I was the first batch. Me and my family actually left America and followed his teaching over into Egypt, and we stayed in Egypt. Me and my family about 3 years and a half. Nothing was organized over there, and they always say that I was doing my own thing, but nothing was organized. So I kind of like went into survival mode, and when I was out there, I defended for myself, and I know I did. But it was fun, leaving the country. It was just unorganized, and I heard, a lot of families, a couple families before that, had got displaced or left for abandonment. That also happened too. I just never thought that would happen to me and my family. And the reason why I'm bringing up Elder Ricard in the GOCC church is because now I'm not with him, and I believe that this man, Elder Ricard, yes, he's doing his own thing, but you must cut the head off, the ringleader. He's the leader of anyone um, that's fleeing Babylon, no matter whatever church people are teaching out there. If you're teaching Babylon, if you're teaching the destruction of America, if you're teaching to leave America, then it stems from Elder Ricard, because he started all this. And all these people that's going against him that once was a part of the church, they're his children. It's just that things happen, life happen, and people get upset, and then they start preaching against this guy. Now, the only reason why I'm bringing him out now, it's not his fault that my family came back to America and went over to Jordan to be with Sister Kana. It's not his fault. I made my own decision as that, but I have to chop off the head of the snake. Sister Kana stems from Elder Ricard. She's just like an offset of Elder Ricard. She just started her own thing. She was done wrong. So, and she's a woman. So women are emotional. So when she was done wrong by the church years ago, that's how she branched off and started doing her own thing, her own teaching. So it's like, you can't really get mad at these people, black people that are out here teaching, when they all stem down from this guy, Elder Ricard. And one thing about this man is that with the GOCC church, the reason why I'm bringing him out, because he just called me, he called me a couple times since I've been back in the States, like 3 times. And the first time he said he would help me get my family that's in Jordan. First, he criticized me. Brother, I didn't tell you to go down to Jordan, What do you have against the church? And at that time, I had already forgiven him. But what I didn't forgive him, what I didn't like, is that he called and gave me a proposition. And he told me if I make a video against Sister Kana, that he will help me get my children back into the States. He said he will give me $4,000 and he will provide tickets to get my children back in the States. And not only that, but before all that, he gave me a proposition to go sit in his church. He has a church in, I believe in Houston. He said that I would sit next to him. This is about a year ago. And the reason why I'm telling my story, because it's time. Now, I thought about this, and I'm going to have more episodes of this, but I'm just going to tell. And I'm not like telling on people. I'm just telling you my story, what happened dealing with these Hebrew Israelites, the GOCC church, even Sister Kana out in Jordan, all of them, because now my family is missing. They're being held hostage in Jordan under these men that travel from the UK. Brother Azar, he's teaching over there in Jordan. And the reason why I'm bringing Ricard, because all these people stem from him. So I'm not even like blaming them. I'm blaming him, because they all come from the head of the snake. You taught all these people, all these young cats, young women, to believe in this movement, and then they get done wrong because you still acting like it's not organized, or they get done wrong, so they react. They either react by leaving your church, they either react or upload videos about you. They get into their emotions, and I'm not into my emotion. I'm a father trying to find my children. And if I don't expose the head of the serpent, then nothing will get done. I'm trying to save another family before they make a mistake of leaving America. I'd rather say that, look, if you're thinking about traveling outside the country, it's okay. But don't travel outside the country in fear, because people travel every day. They travel to the DR, they travel to Mexico, travel and go have fun. But don't travel thinking that you're going to save your life, because even the scripture says that only a remnant is going to be saved. Now, I'm not going in the Bible. I'm just out here testifying about what happened to me and my family, and who is the head of this. So like I said, the brother called over here a couple of times, and still like really like his whole demeanor, the sound of his voice was like just evil, like trying to cover up his his side of the story, because he knows everything. Then he said, well, brother, it's not my fault. what happened to you and your family. I didn't tell you to go over there to Jordan. I understand that. But these are your children, all of them, whether it's all off brand coming from the GOCC church. And I'm gonna get back into those stories. I'm just starting. I'm just getting warmed up, but I'm gonna tell everything. Everything. I know everybody, all the top people that's dealing with this brother. And I'm gonna start calling out names because it's not right until I see my family, until my family get back over here in America. Uh, but yes, I have to say that, like I was saying, Brother Azar, once I did my research on him, he teaches over there in Jordan. Now, he's the one that actually that I was in contact with that has my family in hostage. He's over there hitting women. He's over there having sex. Now, he comes up under Elder Ricard. I think he was teaching with Elder Ricard in the UK. And he didn't think that I would find out about him, that I have connections. You know what I'm saying? He told me if I tell that he would hurt my family. And I believe this guy is all into porn. He's all into all kind of stuff. And he's teaching the word of God in Jordan right now. And I'm not blaming him, but I'm saying that you got to check this out. He came under the GOCC church. His teachings was from Ricard. So he's just the offspring of Ricard that went bad. You know what I'm saying? So I like to just say that he's the one that's actually with Ibaria right now, you know, in a house somewhere. Those children, Ibaria is holding my kids hostage. They're not in school. Elida just went to the doctor and she has a bad case of sclerosis of the back. She's not paying Ibaria, and her name is Tamika Davenport. She's not paying attention to that. Somebody needs to call the embassy if they're down there and report this family. They're crapping in buckets. You know what I'm saying? I lost totally contact with my family because Ibaria, which is my wife, is messing around with all these men. Now, let me tell you why I'm not in Jordan. It's a long story, but I just wanted to start. I'm going to write all this stuff down so I won't be everywhere. But I was over there with her. She started messing around with this guy named Judah. I think he's from South Carolina. He came over there. She started messing around with him. And I had got in a fight with him. And they put me in jail 5 years ago. And I was deported back to America. And I left Ibaria with like $6,000. And I thought that she would be bringing my kids back over to America. But she decided to stay. And she went in hiding and hid my kids from me. And I don't know where she's at. And last time I talked to her was through that brother Azar, which I gave him over $1,200 that he never paid back. And so I was giving him money just to see my kids. But far as I know, that I heard is that there's no water. Sometimes there's shortage of water. You got these little kids that's under 13 over there. And not just my family, there's other families over there that's being misused in Jordan. No matter what you're saying, no matter what Sister Kana is saying, that it looks all nice and dandy, they're over there suffering. And in Jordan, I'm telling on everybody, and in Jordan, those women are over there having sex with men that are coming over there from the UK. These men are coming over there. They're believing in this religion where you can have more than one wife. And like what happened with me, since I got in a fight with a man that at the time my wife was cheating on, they feel that I'm not in the will of God. So now they over there thinking that Ibarra is not married. Now she done messed around with like 3 men over there. They're having unprotected sex. A lot of them men are coming over there with diseases. A lot of them women, and they're not getting, checkups like you can if you was over here in America. So you don't know what type of diseases that they're contracting over there, messing with these men, and these men messing with these women just to survive. For instance, a man can go over there to Jordan from the UK and he can have a nice job. And what happened? He see a woman over there that believe in this feminist movement, and she's a victim. So now this guy's going to go into this woman because she feels like that's her husband brought, to her by God. So I'm going to make this short, and I'm going to write down everything next time. So this is just part 2, just rough draft. I'm telling on everybody until my family is brought home. This new 2021, I'm telling on everybody until my family and my children is brought home safe. I'm giving names. I'm tearing down all these doctrines, especially the GOCC church, because he's the ringleader of all this. Elder Ricard, Elder Loyal, all those guys, Zai, all those guys. And I'm going to keep giving names because it's wrong. It's wrong what happened to me and my family under your teaching, even in Egypt. When we was in Egypt 3 years and a half, even when I traveled with my family with you in Paphos, it was wrong. We was done wrong. Then we went back to America, then went over there to Jordan and was with Sister Connor. And I know it was wrong that we shouldn't have traveled, but we was in this doctrine, in this cult. It was a cult. My mind state was somewhere else. I was a believer, thinking that I had to flee Babylon to flee from turmoil and trouble. And look what happened to me. So I believe that the things that happened to me and my family, that the Most High is brought me back to tell my story before other families get up and flee. You're taking your stimulus check, you're getting all this money, giving it to these groups and going over to these other countries, and you're going to get done wrong. It's best to stay and to do your research. You can always travel, but make sure, listen to the stories of people through trial and error that I've been over there. I was one of the first groups, the first family that fled, and I got done. I lost everything. I lost my wife. I lost my kids, everything. And I'm going to keep telling my story. So what I'm saying is that these Hebrew Israelites is talking about flee Babylon. You got Sister Connor and Jordan talking about flee Babylon. You think before you go join these groups, especially you women. Don't flee or don't be doing things by yourself. You're going to go to these other countries and get done wrong. You, especially in the Jordan, you're going to start messing around with, you're going to get teaching telling you this all right to mess around with other nations. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be put in certain situations where you have to start having sex just to survive. Your children, there's no schooling over there. There's no medical over there. Look at my kids. And I'm just saying, my kids are in a situation where they're living. They don't even have the basics. They're living like slaves. They don't have the basic running water because my wife, Arbaria, she's over there with these groups and she think that what she's doing is right, that she's living right according to the Bible when she done been with 3 men. She's trying to keep those children, my kids, from me. They don't have nothing to do with what she believes in. She just got this evil and she done built up bitterness because she was done wrong as a child that now she thinks somebody's chasing her. She's not mentally stable to even be by herself in the country. So you got this brother Azar taking advantage of her. Got her in a house captive. He's holding my whole family captive, barely giving them food to eat. They're eating sardines, cabbage. Last time I heard, I believe somebody told me that Abar had Ebola from eating that nasty food over there in Jordan, from not having just everyday running water, from shitting in buckets. They over there using the bathroom in buckets. You use the bathroom in buckets too in Egypt when you go to Egypt because their water system is all messed up. So you guys got to think about it before you start joining these groups, jumping on a plane with your passport and traveling somewhere. They're not organized. And I'm going to keep on telling my story until somebody help me or bring my kids home or report some people. It's not done wrong. This should go be aired on the news of what's happening from these Hebrew Israelites that's causing families to leave America and flee Babylon. So I'm gonna let you know, if you see my children, I'm gonna start posting pictures because I just started. I just wanted to fight for my kids. You know what I'm saying? So you got Elida. Elida has sclerosis. Her back is like cramping, and if she don't get no medical attention as she get older, it's going to mess with her organs. And Ibaria, which is Tamika Davenport, knows about this stuff. She knows about this. So she's really killing her children. Okay. She's trying to cause these girls to grow up and to have sex at a young age. My boys are going through poverty among themselves. I know what she's planning on doing. This is not even the woman that I met. They over there having like a slave sex trade with little kids over there in Jordan. They selling kids just for like to survive out there. So you have Ibaria, which go by the name Tamika Davenport. She's over there in Ammon, Georgia. Her name is Tamika Davenport. Um, and you can call if you're down in Ammon, Georgia, you call the embassy down there and let them know. Uh, then you have my son. His name is Billy Bradley, Billy Jr. Then you have Joshua, which is Joshua Bradley. These are my kids that she's held hostage. I'm doing all I can, but it's hard to find them. I've been sending emails to the embassy. I done sent emails to the embassy out in Washington. They saying because they were hurt. But if you guys are over there in Ammon, Jordan, go check on my children. Look at their living situations. Tell somebody, because this is not the way that Americans should be raised, with no water, with no running water out of a sink, using the bathroom out of a bucket, can't take showers, living in a house. They're being raised, these kids over there that flee in these countries, especially with this COVID, they're being raised in a house. Their outside is in their room. Their playtime is in their room. So do you understand the mentality state? Just think about being locked up in jail for like 10 years. What happens? Ibaria knows this, but she's not mental stable to understand. She needs help. She needs therapy. Okay. So my name is Agabar. I'm here in the States right now, and I'm just asking anyone's help to help me find my children that's in Ammon, Jordan, under these Israelite groups, these cults. It all stems down from the GOCC church, but they're right now they're following Sister Kana over there in Jordan under her teaching. It's all the same. There's no separatism. They're all together. They all stem from the GOCC church. Whether Ricard got all these churches in America, he done started all these churches. He's doing well, but you can't go to the next level. You have to go back down and correct all the trash, all the mess, all the families that you have messed up. It's like having new ointment and then a fly come and sit on your ointment, messes up the whole ointment. That's where you're at. That's why you were calling me, Ricard, like for 3 days to try to clear up your record. You know you need to help. You know you sit up there with all that money that you could have been done, had my children back over here, and I would have never, ever had to be on this video. But you boasted. You're boasting in yourself. You're boasting in what you started. And you're at the same time, you're still hurting families. This is not the only family. I'm just the man that's talking. I'm just representing all the families that was done wrong. So don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I'm representing all the other families that have been done wrong that I heard about when I was over there in Egypt, that I heard about when I was over there in the Jordan. But I thank the Most High that he spared me to come and to tell my story. And I lost everything. I thank the Most High that he spared me, that I would tell how wicked a woman can be, that you can be married to, that you think that's with you, that can turn on you and completely have the Jezebel spirit. Tune in for part 3 of Agabar telling his story about his missing family.